Hi, I'm the Space Quest Historian. Just want to give a quick little update on current events. As you may know from maybe watching my previous video, my Fate of Atlantis video got taken down unlawfully by a fellow YouTuber for my use of 2 seconds of his footage, protected under fair use. Now, what I did was to counterclaim, which means that he now has 10 days to legally prove that what I did was unlawful, which means he has to sue me, or he will let those 10 days elapse and release my video. And it seems that he has every intention of letting those full 10 days lapse before YouTube will have to restore my Fate of Atlantis video, out of what I can only assume is spite. And to that point, I'd just like to reiterate that if you go onto Smoking Phantom's YouTube page and leave incendiary comments, which I've seen a few people do, I just want to reiterate, stop fucking doing that. It is not helping. Your white knight syndrome is not helping in any way. What you are doing is, 1, giving him more exposure and views, and 2, putting me in a very bad light because I explicitly told you to leave the guy the fuck alone in my previous video. No matter how funny or helpful you think you are, you're not. So fucking knock it off. Also, I've got a fair few comments on my previous video that left a couple of lingering questions, I should say. Now, I will preface this by saying like 98% of the comments I've gotten have been very supportive. Thank you very much. Now, the last 2% have been either casually wondering about certain elements of this and possibly even just outright trolling. I have no way of, reading people's minds, but I will address some questions that have been levied regardless. The first one and the most prevalent one was, well, why did you take the footage in the first place? Why didn't you just record it yourself? Did you even record anything yourself has been another one that's been levied. And yes, I did record everything of the game myself. I will demonstrate. So this is a list of all the footage I recorded myself, which is the entire game. Now, this is all split into different parts of the game. As you can see, we've got one that's mostly Atlantis. We've got some that's mostly Algiers and riding on camels and all that. And that's because I didn't record like a full playthrough of the entire game and waste hundreds of gigabytes of hard drive space on that. No, what I did was, and I will also demonstrate this, is I loaded up the game and I played through it a grand total of 3 full times. And I will demonstrate that by going into my save games. And you will see these are all my save games. We've got the team path here. We got the wits path here, and we got the fist path down there somewhere. The reason why there's so many save games is precisely so that I could go back and record any footage that I might need for the video. See, what YouTubers sometimes do is they write a script. And then they go through the script and go, okay, I'll need footage for that bit and that bit and that bit. So I don't end up with, again, gigabytes of unusable footage and just, fluff and filler. No, let's keep it lean. This is, by the way, the first time I've done that in a video. Usually I have the full playthrough, sometimes like stream VODs that are just like a bitch to go through, really. You have to like sit there and time scroll through to find the interesting bits, and you use like maybe like 5 or 6 seconds of an interesting bit, and then you have to scroll through the whole like 2 or 3 hour VOD just to get to the interesting bits. So for this video, I said, fuck that. I know it's a long game, and I know the game backwards because I've been playing it since I was 13 years old. So I know it's a very, very long game, and it's got 3 paths. So I went through it on my own, in my own time, made all of these save games so I could go back and record some footage. And again, you might be asking, well, if you've got all this footage, you got all these save games, and you could basically record any part of the game that you want, then why take those 2 seconds from Mr. Smoking Phantom? And the reason is because he did something that I couldn't. There is a section of this game on the Fists path, which is this burly little shit. Now, you're supposed to not engage this dude in a fight because he is supposed to be undefeatable. Oh, so this is me trying to give this guy a hard time on the fists, and as you can see, he is supposed to be completely unknockoutable. Look at that health bar. Look at that. So, you're not supposed to actually fight him. You're supposed to roll a boulder down a hill and flatten him with it. But some people have actually been grinding that fight so hard that they've been able to defeat him. Because you can technically, if you get like really good at the fighting minigame. And I'm not. And the section of my video that used those 2 seconds of phantom clip was a section about how, 1, I'm not good at the fighting game, and 2, some people have actually managed to defeat this supposedly undefeatable NPC. And so I showed 2 seconds of his footage where he actually accomplishes that. And that's all I needed. All I needed was a shot of Arnold going down. And that's what I got. And I credited the dude both on screen in my video, and I credited him in the description of my video, a link to his channel, a link to the video in question. There was no doubt whatsoever that this was his footage, and there was also no doubt whatsoever that it was used under fair use, because as I did not show his entire video one-to-one, it was used in a broader context that described how awful I am at the minigame and that some people are a lot better at it than I am. So indeed, it was sort of a positive shout out. Now, should I have asked for permission? Perhaps. But again, that's not a requirement for fair use. That is a courtesy. So really, that's all I have to say. That's the situation. The video will be up at some point after these days have elapsed. At current time of recording, there's maybe 5 days left or something. And again, I just have to reiterate, stop going to this guy's YouTube comments. Stop giving him any attention. Stop leaving incendiary comments in my comments. I saw 1 or 2 comments that thankfully have been pruned now because my moderator is keeping a good amount of tabs on this. Some people have been attacking this person personally, making references to his country of origin and how they're all terrible people. We don't need that sort of shit here. Let's keep our eye on the ball here, shall we? The person did a shitty thing. Make fun of the shitty thing. We don't know this person. We don't know what their motivations are, if they're really delusional enough to think that this does not fall under fair use, or if they're just trolling. We absolutely know nothing about this person. All we know is that a shitty thing was done. Let's make fun of the shitty thing. So that's where we're at. Thank you so much for watching. See you around the Chrono stream and all that.